Welcome to ComfortTV.channel news, bringing you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. My name is Faith Kevin. Thank you for joining us. In the headlines, President Tinubu reaffirms anti-graft commitment, discloses 500 billion naira FRSC recovery. Federal Road Safety Commission introduces contactless driver license system. Lagos Ohanaeze Ndigbo backs President Tinubu's re-election bid. And Coast clarifies status of former inmates. Ondo Assembly workers suspend planned strike after truce with government. Chief Emami faults usage of Warri Kingdom by non-Itsekiri monarchs. On business news, Dangote Refinery earns global recognition for project excellence. Nigeria's net domestic credit drops by 12.8% to 98.97 trillion. On the foreign scene, Trump demolishes part of White House for new ballroom. France's ex-president Sarkozy leaves home for prison. On sports, Liverpool's Ekitike returns to face floundering Frankfurt. Sean Dyche appointed new manager of Nottingham Forest. President Bola Tinubu has said that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has recovered assets worth over 500 billion naira and secured more than 700 convictions in the past 2 years. The president, who was represented by his vice Alhaji Kashim Shettima, disclosed this while declaring open the 7th edition of a 3-day capacity building workshop for judges and justices organized by the EFCC in collaboration with the National Judicial Institute (NJI) in Abuja. He said the significant progress recorded by the EFCC was due to his administration's non-interference in the agency's operations and its commitment to transparency and accountability in governance. He explained that the recovered proceeds of corruption were being channeled into developmental projects and social investment programs across various sectors of the economy. According to him, the administration is also supporting the judiciary to enhance the welfare and working conditions of judicial officers as part of wider reforms to strengthen the rule of law. Reiterating the government's resolve to uphold justice, the president said no political actor or public official was above the law under the current administration. President Tinubu urged judges and justices to carry out their duties with patriotism and integrity, warning that corruption spared no section of society. He called for collective action among the executive, legislature, and judiciary to strengthen the anti-corruption fight, insisting that Nigeria's progress depended on a just and transparent system. The Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) has announced that obtaining a driver's license in Nigeria will now be faster and more seamless following the introduction of a contactless biometric capture system designed to eliminate the use of temporary licenses and long waiting periods. Speaking during the flag-off of the 2025 Ember Month's Public Enlightenment and Sensitization Campaign in Abuja, the Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed said the new system is part of efforts to fully digitalize FRSC operations and simplify the driver's license process nationwide. Marshal Mohammed disclosed that the Corps has already upgraded its printing facilities to handle increased production and clear existing backlogs ahead of November 2025, adding that the new process will put an end to delays in issuing permanent licenses. He explained that the technology will enable instant biometric capture and license issuance, significantly reducing the frustration experienced by applicants over the years. The Corps Marshal confirmed that the contactless biometric system will commence this month, ensuring that all applicants enjoy a digitalized, one-stop process integrated with the national database. On road safety, he revealed that the Corps has recorded a decline in road crash fatalities compared to last year. He said the FRSC will intensify its Ember Month operations with targeted campaigns against distracted driving, fatigue, overloading, and the use of phones while driving. Marshal Mohammed also disclosed plans to host the International Conference on Road Crash Victims for Africa, from November 16 to 18, 2025, in partnership with the KRSD Road Safety Foundation to strengthen post-crash care in line with the United Nations Decade of Action for Road Safety. The FRSC reiterated its commitment to leveraging technology for improved service delivery and safer roads across Nigeria. Ohaneze Ndigbo community in Lagos State has announced its support for the second term of President Bola Tinubu. The Lagos president of the group, Mr. Sunday Ude, described President Tinubu as an experienced leader who understands governance and deserves another term in office in 2027. He made the declaration during a reconciliation parley convened by Mr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran, popularly known as Jandor, lead visionary of the Lagos for Lagos movement. The meeting focused on fostering harmony between Yoruba and Igbo residents following recent demolitions in the state. Speaking with newsmen, Mr. Ude urged both ethnic groups to continue living in peace and mutual respect, warning against sentiments capable of creating divisions. The Ohaneze leader called on the Lagos state government to continue engaging with the Igbo community and other ethnic groups to ensure inclusiveness and unity. He noted that relations between Igbos and the Lagos government had become strained after the 2023 elections, but assured that renewed dialogue and collaboration would help strengthen mutual trust. Also speaking, National President of the Market Leaders Association of Nigeria, TM LAN, Mr. Charles Obi, pledged the support of the Igbo business community for President Tinubu's re-election bid. He praised the president's leadership, describing him as a capable and pragmatic leader who inherited difficult national challenges but has contributed to address them with determination. The Nigerian Correctional Service, NCOS, has clarified recent false reports regarding two former inmates, Mr. Matthew Nwakeme and Mr. Solomon Okundu. According to the NCOS, both individuals were charged before the Owerri Magistrate Court on April 10 for robbery and unlawful possession of firearms. The Deputy Controller of Corrections, DCC, and Service Public Relations Officer, NCOS, Mr. Abubakar Umar, made the clarification in a statement in Abuja. Mr. Abubakar said that the duo were held at the Medium Security Custodial Center as awaiting trial, inmates in line with the warrants issued against them, adding that they were, however, released on bail on July 1, fulfilling all bail conditions. He quoted the NCOS Comptroller General, Mr. Sylvester Nwakuche, as reaffirming the service's commitment to strengthening operational guidelines and ensuring strict adherence to the rule of law and court orders. The Deputy Controller urged the public to disregard the misleading video reports as they were inaccurate. He further emphasized the service's dedication to justice, transparency, and due process in the administration of the criminal justice system. The Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, PASAN, Ondo State Chapter, has suspended its proposed industrial action following the intervention of Governor Loki Ayedatiwa. The PASAN in the state had issued a 7-day ultimatum which elapsed on Monday over the implementation of the salary scale for its members. Speaking to newsmen in Akure, the state chairperson of the association, Mrs. Helen Olurunfemi, commended the governor for approving the request of members on the implementation of the Consolidated Legislative Salary Structure (CONLES). Mrs. Olorunfemi said that the development will bring relief among parliamentary staff in the state. She noted that Ondo had been the only state left behind in the implementation of CONLES in the southwest, which led to the planned strike before the governor's intervention. The chairperson also appreciated the Speaker of the Ondo State House of Assembly, Chief Olamide Oladiji, for his unwavering support during the struggle. She lauded the collaborative efforts of both the executive and legislative arms of government for the peaceful resolution. A promoter of Itsekiri culture and tradition, Chief Anyirimi Emami, has faulted the usage of Warri Kingdom by non-Itsekiri monarchs, noting that non-Itsekiri monarchs in Warri Federal Constituency attaching Warri Kingdom to their titles are equating themselves with Itsekiri chiefs. Chief Emami, speaking during a low-key celebration to mark the 8-year anniversary of his installation as Olobosere of Warri Kingdom, said there are historical records where Ijos and Urobos in Warri Federal Constituency demanded their separation from Warri Kingdom. He noted that the celebration was low-key because of the recent passing of the chairman of Utere Emami family, Mr. Samson Origoye Emami, even as he averred that whenever he sits on the Olobosere stool in his house at Ebokodo Warri, whatever pronouncement he makes usually comes to fruition. Spokesman of Olobosere descendants worldwide, Mr. Alex Enyogo, who addressed newsmen during the ceremony, re-echoed Chief Emami's position as regards unity in Warri Kingdom and the different titles of non-Itsekiri monarchs in Warri Federal Constituency. ComfortTV.channel news returns shortly with business, foreign and sports news. Many thanks for staying tuned. This is ComfortTV.channel news. On business news, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has earned a high commendation from the global board members of the Project Management Institute, PMI. The group described the facility as a world-class model of excellence in project execution and remarkable demonstration of global project management standards. The PMI's board members, led by the Chief of Staff to the Global Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Lenko Picot, visited Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Dangote Fertilizer Plant, Ibeju Lekki, Lagos. The delegation commended the management for the refinery's project scale, precision, and alignment with international benchmarks in project delivery. Ms. Lenka Pinkott, who represented the PMI Global CEO, in her remark expressed the Institute's admiration of the refinery's execution and its transformative impact on the people, Nigeria, and global energy landscape, describing it as a living embodiment of PMI's purpose. She spoke while being received by the Vice President, Oil and Gas, Dangote Industries Limited, DIL, Mr. Devakumar Edwin, in his office after the tour of the refinery complex. She added that PMI looked forward to strengthening collaboration with Dangote Industries, particularly in sharing learning experiences and project insight with PMI's global community. Still on business, Nigeria's net domestic credit, NDC, has dropped by 12.8% year-on-year to 98.97 trillion naira, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria. CBN's latest money and credit report shows. The NDC is the total value of bank credit to both the private and public sectors, and its decline, according to analysts, it's a reflection of monetary policy easing as inflation continued to drop. Bank credit to government stood at 23.133 billion, while credit to private sector stood at 75.843 billion naira, bringing the NDC to 98.97 trillion. Similarly, in the corresponding period of 2024, the bank credit to government recorded 39.391 billion naira, while credit to government stood at 74.072 billion naira, totaling an NDC of 113.463 billion naira. Commenting, Dr. Muda Yusuf, CEO of the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, CPPE, commended the CBN's Monetary Policy Committee decision for reducing the monetary policy rate, MPR, but emphasized the need for complementary fiscal reforms. He described the move as a welcome and timely intervention. However, he warned that monetary easing alone is insufficient. Onto the foreign scene, President Donald Trump has launched a massive renovation of the White House, beginning with the partial demolition of the East Wing to make way for a new $250 million ballroom. Construction crews were seen tearing down sections of the East Wing facade, leaving behind piles of rubble, steel reinforcements, and broken masonry as heavy machinery moved in. The project marks the largest structural addition to the presidential complex in more than a century. France's ex-president Nicolas Sarkozy left home on Tuesday to head to jail after being found guilty of seeking to acquire Libyan funding for his 2007 presidential run. He walked out of his home hand-in-hand with his single wife Carla Bruni and left in a car escorted by police on motorbikes. Sarkozy, France's right-wing leader from 2007 to 2012, is to become the first former head of an EU country to serve time behind bars. He was handed a 5-year jail term in September for criminal conspiracy over a plan for late Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi to fund his electoral campaign. The 70-year-old, who has appealed the verdict and denounced an injustice, is to be incarcerated in La Santé prison in Paris. Sarkozy will be the first French leader to be incarcerated since Philippe Pétain, the Nazi collaborationist head of state who was jailed after World War II. On sports, Liverpool striker Hugo Ekitike will come up against his former club Eintracht Frankfurt when both sides meet in the UEFA Champions League on Wednesday in a clash that pits the Frenchman against a team transformed since his departure in July. Frankfurt, who finished third in the Bundesliga last season to qualify for Europe's elite competition for the first time in their history, have struggled to replicate that form this term. The Eagles have managed to just one win in their last 5 matches across all competitions and have conceded 18 goals during that run. Despite Liverpool's poor run, Ekitike has been one of their few bright spots this season, scoring 5 times in 11 appearances. Frankfurt sporting director Timo Hardong says the meeting with Liverpool could inspire a turnaround in their campaign, expressing hope that the challenge of facing their former star might reignite the team's form. Still on sports, Nottingham Forest have appointed Sean Dyche as their new head coach on a deal until 2027. The Premier League club announced this on Tuesday. The 54-year-old former Burnley and Everton boss has replaced Andrew Postecoglou after the Australian was sacked on Saturday following just 40 days in charge of the City ground. Coach Dyche, a Forest trainee under celebrated manager Brian Clough, becomes the club's third boss this season in what is his first job since leaving Everton at the start of the year. His first game in charge will be Thursday's Europa League tie at home to Porto. Forest are in the Premier League relegation zone with just 5 points after 8 games, despite a squad bolstered by over $134 million of investment during the transfer window. And that's our news bulletin for the morning. But before we go, here is a recap of our top stories. President Tinubu reaffirms anti-graft commitment, discloses 500 billion naira EFCC recovery. FRSC introduces contactless driver license system. Lagos Ohanes and Dibu backs President Tinubu's re-election bid. And Coast clarifies status of former inmates. Ondo assembly workers suspend planned strike after truce with government. On business news, Dangote Refinery earns global recognition for project excellence. On the foreign scene, Trump demolishes part of White House for new ballroom. And on sport, Liverpool's Ekitike returns to face floundering Frankfurt. Thanks for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on our platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. My name is Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay informed, stay connected.